Hey up there. I want to make this video. I just got this board in from one of our campuses. We've got some new, I'm adjusting my inner cable. I'm not weird, okay? We just got some new pedals for them so that honestly their sound can be better. I got their board a few weeks ago to like kind of revamp the tones that they were getting, and I realized, yo, this kind of sounds like booty cheeks. So I talked to our worship pastor. We have budget for it. So we got in two new pedals. We replaced the BigSky with the BigSky, and we replaced the DD20 with the DD200 just because it's kind of easier to navigate, and I really didn't know how to use the DD200. It's an older pedal, but with the parameters, because I personally have the 500 right over there, I was trying to like work around and see what I could do, but I just couldn't get that delay and that reverb to work well together. It almost felt like, because I felt like the BigSky is like strictly an ambient pedal, so to get the reverbs that I wanted for worship, it was kind of hard to do. And then I could not get the delay to poke through. Like I would hear one attack maybe after the initial strum, and then it would just disappear. So we got this one. It's a newer model. Hopefully it gets some things to change around. Signal flow is the Xotic SP Compressor into the JHS Double Barrel. I think this might be the very first one that came out. I'm not sure. Into, this is also new, the Vertex Boost, just so we can have 3 gain stages. I know being stuck with 2 is kind of whack, and one of our guitar players was bringing a pedal from his house to like supplement here with like that final lead tone. And then after the drives, we go into the volume, into the delay, into the BigSky, and into the ACS1, which is just running the stock XR IRs from Tone Factor. I think it's just a Fender and an AC30, and Fender in a box, you know, stereotypical worship setup. Tuner is coming out of the tuner out. It was first in the chain, but I didn't even know that this volume pedal had a tuner out, so we're definitely taking advantage of that, saving some cable space. There's no buffer anywhere in the beginning of the chain. There is at the end, but it doesn't really matter there, does it? So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of walk through how I would set this up. I kind of zeroed out everything. It took me probably, I mean, I have the menu of the DD200 pulled up right now. To fit the amount of controls that they did into this small of a platform is actually crazy, with just like a digital analog, I don't even know, screen here to display what you're working on. But yeah, let's get some tones. I already have the amps kind of set up because when I had it earlier, I used the guitar of the guy who plays there a lot. He let me borrow it, which is really cool to kind of like dial it in specifically for what he's bringing to the church. So he has a board, but each of our campuses has a pedal board, but he's like, if there's already something there that's good to use, then why not use it? So that's what he does. He just brings his own guitar. Today I'm using a Gibson SG. This is a Future. Something really cool that they did with the headstock, they put the tuners on the back actually. So it looks kind of weird, but just plain old Gibson pickups, very high output. So I'm not gonna change anything on the amp. So if it sounds kind of muddy, it's because the guy, his name's Tom, the guy that plays at our campus a lot, he plays a Gretsch Jet with TV Jones Classics in it, which are very bright. So that's how the ACS1 is set up right now, but I'm not gonna change anything because that would be counterproductive. I guess I'll kind of walk through my thought process with this. So I've had the Xotic SP Compressor before, if you've seen my older videos, and I couldn't figure out how to use it. I was told that the toggle switch on it between mid, low, and high was like compressing certain parts of the frequency spectrum, which since I have figured out by messing with this, that is not what that means. It's either like a mid amount of compression, a low amount of compression, or high compression. I love the way the tone press grabs onto notes, so I wanted to do something that would kind of emulate that, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. But leaving it on the high setting the blend, that's why, like, if you're trying to find a cheap compressor, that's great. The Xotic SP compressor has a blend function, which is super cool. A pedal this small that's a parallel compressor is amazing. It blends in your clean, or like your uncompressed and your compressed signal. So I have that at like 50%. I want to hear natural and the blended. And then volume is just out of place. It's honest, volume is tweakable depending on what guitar or what amps you're running into. You might need more headroom, so you back off the volume a little bit. Who knows? Which is something I might actually right now back off a little bit, because these are very hot. So I could back off the volume and we'll go from there. So this is clean tone. I'm gonna back off the volume. Dude. Okay, cool. I like the way the compressor is set up. So first we go into the double barrel. Double barrel is really cool. Double barrel. The double barrel is really cool because it has the ability to, like, you can switch which direction the two different drive circuits are going into each other. So how I think it should be set up is that the Morning Glory is going into the Tube Screamer. Morning Glory is a really good first stage, second stage drive, and then Tube Screamer is really cool for accenting the mid-range of your guitar for lead lines. So that's how we're using it. That's how we're gonna use it. That's how I think everyone should use it. But of course, I'm not you. Do what you want. It's just my opinion, and I highly respect my opinion. So here we go. So already you can tell we need more volume. And what I'm looking at here is Logic. I have it pulled up and I'm looking at the way it's metering, and I want to be able to make sure that when I'm without drive and when I'm with drive, it is metering the same amount of decibels, just to make front of house happy. Because it's a first stage, I do want to back off the drive a little bit. Headroom, 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 headroom. Not doing that. I actually need to Google something. If that's a bright switch, if it is a bright switch, I couldn't find anything right off the bat, but I think that is a bright switch. He plays a Gretsch. I'm gonna leave it how it was, because I don't know if you can. It's like a weird spike in the mid-range, like high mid-range, that I definitely don't want with T.B. Jones Classics. Okay, and I cranked up the tone a good bit because I want my drive, I prefer more volume than drive, because I want the drive to boost the tone of the amps rather than the color of the drive characteristics from this pedal influencing what my amps sound like. So I'm turning up the volume more, backing down the drive a little bit, and then the tone, like I want it to be a consistent frequency range of tone that I'm providing from when I kick the drive on to when it's off. So I turned up the tone a little bit because I felt like I was missing some high end. Okay. I've talked with the guy that plays there, and he never uses this standalone. So we're gonna go ahead and stack it, and yeah, see if we can get it sounding good. I'm happy with that. This is just a boost, okay? Clean boost. It's only adding signal. It's only adding dB. So we see it can add up to 16 decibels. That's too much. Again, so because this is providing only dB, it's gonna bump up my signal a lot. But this is just gonna be something that I use to like lift in really, really high dynamic moments. To kind of poke through the licks. Can't talk. To kind of poke through the mix a little more. Need some Alani. That's right about the same amount of signal. So all of the drives together would sound like this. That sounds like a Gibson, bro. Okay. Moving on to this side of the board, honestly. So I said earlier, it took me a minute to figure this out. I wanted to know how to use it before I started this video. I've got it kind of on the stereotypical dotted eighth delay, 72 BPM. Okay, so that is the compression I'm looking for. If I put this down to low, pay attention to just the initial attack, how it's grabbing the notes. I just like how it's grabbing the note. Anyways, here we go. And then I loaded the same presets that I have on mine onto this one. Probably tune her out for the win. Cool. I'm happy with this. I think in the future, definitely will be game planning a replacement for the ACS1. I think the Iridium is the way to go. If you can do one Iridium and run stereo out, do it. Awesome. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would have done differently down in the comments. I'll kind of start the conversation. But yeah, thank you guys. Adios.